The trap of comfort. Everyone wants a better life. But not everyone is willing to pay the price for it. And the price isn't money. It's discomfort. Comfort looks harmless, soft, familiar, easy. But over time, it becomes a cage. It wraps around you so gently that you don't even notice when it starts to close. You stop chasing what you want and start protecting what you already have. You stop risking. You stop dreaming. You start settling. That's the real price of comfort. It costs you your potential. Comfort is seductive. It whispers, "You deserve rest," even when you haven't earned it. It convinces you to take a break before you've even taken a step. And it feeds you just enough satisfaction to keep you from hunger, but never enough to make you full. That's how comfort kills dreams, not instantly, but slowly. Quietly. While convincing you that you're doing just fine. You think you're resting. You're really rusting. Growth only happens in friction. Progress only lives in discomfort. Ask anyone who's ever built something great, a body, a business, a mindset. They'll tell you, every new level of their life demanded a version of themselves they hadn't met yet. And meeting that version always required pain. Because discomfort is the language of evolution. It's how you stretch, how you learn, how you turn potential into power. But most people never learn that language. The second it gets uncomfortable, they quit. They run back to the familiar, and call it balance. Comfort is cheap in the moment, but expensive in the long run. Discomfort is painful in the moment, but priceless in the long run. You get to choose your pain, the pain of effort now, or the pain of regret later. Because one will change you, and the other will haunt you. The truth is, you can't avoid pain. You can only choose the kind that builds you. The illusion of peace. Comfort is clever. It doesn't show up looking like weakness, it shows up looking like peace. It says things like, "You've done enough. You deserve to relax. You've worked hard, take it easy." And slowly, you start to believe it. You start mistaking comfort for peace, and rest for growth. But there's a difference. Peace refuels you. Comfort drains you. Peace comes after effort. Comfort comes instead of it. And the more comfort you choose, the less alive you start to feel. Because the human spirit was never built for safety, it was built for challenge, for risk, for pursuit. When you stop chasing growth, you start shrinking. Quietly. Without even realizing it. You stop taking chances. You stop exploring new ideas. You stop showing up fully for your own potential. Then comfort becomes your identity, and once it owns you, you start defending the very thing that's destroying you. You make excuses for why you can't change. You call it balance. You convince yourself it's not the right time. But deep down, you know the truth. You're not tired, you're afraid. Afraid to start again. Afraid to fail. Afraid to be uncomfortable long enough to grow. But here's what most people never face: you cannot have growth without friction. You cannot have purpose without pressure. And you cannot have change without pain. Pain is the price of progress. That's why success doesn't belong to the comfortable. It belongs to the committed. The ones willing to do what others won't, not because it's easy, but because they understand the cost of not trying. Every comfort you hold on to is something you're trading your future for. Every time you avoid the hard thing, you're choosing the easy life now in exchange for the hard life later. That's the deal comfort offers, and most people take it without realizing the cost. But if you can resist it, if you can choose the pain of growth instead of the numbness of ease, you'll start to notice something powerful. The world begins to open up again. Doors you thought were locked start to move. Energy you thought was gone returns. Your hunger comes back. Your confidence comes back. You come back. Because discomfort doesn't destroy you. It rebuilds you. Turning pain into power. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. Every time you step into something uncomfortable, you're sending a message to life itself: I'm ready for more. And life always responds to that. Discomfort sharpens you. It burns away excuses. It reveals what you're really made of. Because you'll never know your strength until something challenges it. You'll never know your potential until something pushes you past it. That's why comfort feels good but gives you nothing, while discomfort hurts but gives you everything. The strongest people you admire, they're not fearless. They've just learned to stop running from fear. They understand that growth doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from using it. Pain is a signal. It points directly to where you're meant to grow. When it gets hard, that's not a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're forging. Every time you choose discomfort over ease, you strengthen your mind. You sharpen your focus. You build self-respect. Because self-respect doesn't come from success, it comes from consistency. From doing what's hard when no one's watching. Discomfort builds discipline. Discipline builds confidence. And confidence builds peace. Not the fake peace comfort gives you, the real kind. The kind that lives inside you even when everything around you is chaos. That's the kind of peace that can't be taken. That's what comfort will never give you: resilience. When you get comfortable being uncomfortable, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop waiting for perfect timing. You stop caring about opinions. Because once you've faced pain head-on, you realize most fears were illusions. Most limits were imaginary. And most obstacles were self-made. You begin to move differently. You walk with quiet confidence because you've earned it. You no longer seek easy, you seek meaningful. You start to understand, comfort is cheap, but growth is priceless. And every moment you choose discomfort, you're investing in a future that the comfortable will never experience. That's the real reward, not the money, not the validation, but the pride of knowing you became someone stronger than your fears. Freedom beyond comfort. There comes a moment, quiet but powerful, when you realize the pain was never meant to break you. It was meant to build you. Every time you pushed through discomfort, you discovered another layer of strength you didn't know existed. Every time you refused to quit, you proved to yourself that your potential runs deeper than your fear. And that's when the truth hits you: the goal was never to live an easy life, it was to live a real one. Comfort is the illusion of safety. It tricks you into thinking you're protecting yourself, when in reality, you're avoiding growth. But here's the truth no one tells you: you can't protect yourself from life. Life will challenge you whether you're ready or not. The only question is, will you meet it prepared or untested? Because the one who's trained in discomfort walks through storms with calm. They've already been there. They've already faced their weakness and turned it into armor. The world rewards those willing to be uncomfortable. Because discomfort builds value. And value creates opportunity. When you train your mind to do the hard things, to wake up early, to stay disciplined, to take risks, you start unlocking doors that comfort could never open. You realize that everything you've ever wanted: success, peace, confidence, was waiting for you on the other side of effort. One day, you'll look back and thank yourself for choosing the harder path. You'll thank yourself for saying no to shortcuts. For showing up when no one was watching. For trusting the process when nothing made sense. Because all those moments of discomfort, all those small sacrifices, were the price you paid for your freedom. And freedom is worth everything. So if you're listening to this right now, if you feel stuck, lost, or afraid to take the next step, remember this: comfort won't save you. It will only slow you down. Choose the pain that builds you. Choose the struggle that shapes you. Choose the path that challenges you to rise. Because comfort is temporary. But growth lasts forever.